Second consecutive session of weakness is what we saw in terms of where markets go. And clearly, we've ended the week on a lower note as well. And this is in spite of Sensex actually hitting a life high level, a record high level this week. Overall, we ended below the 63,000 mark on the Sensex, whereas on the Nifty, we were below the 18,700 levels. In fact, pretty much close to 18,650 in trade today. Bank Nifty, though we ended with cuts, but it outperformed the benchmark indices in trade. And from other sectors, you had mainly metals and the consumer durables that declined the most. If you see in terms of broader markets, both mid cap and the small cap index ended with cuts of little over or nearly 1% each. And from a weekly perspective, a 12-week gaining streak is what both the indices actually snapped in trade. Let's quickly look at the movers and shakers and the top gainers in trade today. The advanced decline ratio was in favor of the bears, but in terms of the gainers, you have the likes of an IndusInd Bank, Dr. Reddy's, Asian Paints, Bharti Airtel, as well as NTPC. And stocks like Bharti, HDFC Twins, and Asian Paints supported the markets, whereas the likes of Adani Enterprises, Infosys were the ones that actually took the markets lower. Apart from that, in terms of the losers, you had BPCL, Hindalco, Divi's, Adani Enterprises and ports. Newsmakers, you had Dr. Reddy's, we already spoke about. Lupin was in focus on the back of the epilepsy seizure control drug that they launched in the USA. Ratan India Power saw some smart moves as Kotak Credit Fund has invested 732 crores. Landmark Cars jumped in trade after the promoter sold 1.39% stake. UPL is looking to hive off the specialty chemical business and raise $500 million by, divesting minority stakes in subsidiaries. Ather was in focus after the QIP announcement saw pressure. Shriram was upgraded by Jefferies. Orchid Pharma rose the most after the QIP announcement. Saregama, though they got the NCLT approval for the demerger of the e-commerce business, was trading under pressure. And on the back of an order win, BEML was in focus. And Som Distilleries on the back of Carlsberg starting production. So clearly, a lot of newsmakers in trade today. A day heavy with, stock-specific action, but markets clearly have been weak for this week itself.